Hello children. Today we will discuss about cellular respiration which occurs aerobically as well as anaerobically. Okay, so first we will start with cellular respiration which occurs aerobically. But before starting with this topic, just recollect yourself that why this cellular respiration process required. Okay, why this is required, from where we are getting energy for various life processes. You already know this, you have already studied about that. We have already discussed it, that to get energy from nutrients cellular respiration process occurs. And this is the process in which lots of energy will produce in the form of what? In the form of ATP, right? So now let's start with cellular respiration. What do you mean by cellular respiration? What is cellular respiration? How will you define it? Yes, cellular respiration is the process of oxidizing food molecules like glucose into carbon dioxide and water. Okay, means what happens in that? Whatever food molecule we are taking, whether it is carbohydrate, protein, fat, whatever it is ultimately producing glucose. Okay, that glucose for the production of energy starts oxidizing, starts burning, and after oxidization, what happens? It produces carbon dioxide and water. Okay, and along with this carbon dioxide and water, it is also producing ATP. Okay, ATP is in the form of energy, and this ATP we are using for various life processes. Okay, so how will you define cellular respiration? Cellular respiration is the process of oxidizing food molecules, for example glucose, like glucose, which oxidizes itself and converted into carbon dioxide and water with the release of energy in the form of what? In the form of ATP. Okay, now if we will see its overall reaction, you can see that it's I have written here C6H12O6 plus 6O2 gives 6 molecules of carbon dioxide plus 6 molecules of H2O. What does it mean? This reaction shows that only one molecule of glucose is oxidizing. Okay, only one molecule of glucose, that is C6H12O6, is oxidizing, and in the presence of how many molecules of oxygen? In the presence of 6 molecules of molecular oxygen, and at last what it produces? It produces 6 molecules of carbon dioxide and 6 molecules of water along with the production of ATP. Got it? Clear? So one molecule of glucose is burning into or oxidizing into 6 molecule of carbon dioxide and water along with ATP. Okay, so by this reaction we come to know that there are two waste products are producing, carbon dioxide and water. Got it? Now what happens with that carbon dioxide? We all know that this carbon dioxide is transported from mitochondria to red blood cells. Okay, and then it is coming back to the lungs, and then we are exhaling it out. Correct? Now when this glucose molecule is broken down, at that time it is producing, we are continuously saying it is producing energy, but energy in the form of what? In the form of ATP. So how many molecules of ATP produced? In the oxidation of one molecule of glucose, total 38 molecules of ATP will produce. Okay, so this is an introduction of cellular respiration. Now this cellular respiration can occur in the presence of oxygen or in the absence of oxygen. Okay, if this cellular respiration occurs in the presence of oxygen, we are saying it is aerobic respiration. Okay, that occurs in the presence of oxygen. And if it is occurring in the absence of oxygen, we are saying it is an anaerobic process. Okay, so let's start with aerobic cellular respiration. Means cellular respiration which occurs in the presence of oxygen. Got it? So this cellular respiration which we have just discussed, that food molecules are oxidizing into carbon dioxide and water with ATP. Okay, this cellular respiration occurs in 3 stages. What are they? Glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and electron transport chain. Okay, glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and electron transport chain. Now first start with glycolysis. Okay, now by the term glycolysis only you can able to understand it is made up of 2 words. See, glyco and lysis. Glyco means obviously glucose and lysis means breakdown. Okay, so here what we are doing in the first stage, glucose molecules that we are taking in the form of food, it is undergoing breakdown. Okay, and how many molecules of carbon are there in glucose? 6 molecules of carbon. Okay, this 6 carbon containing glucose. What is the formula of glucose? It is C6H12O6. So how many carbon atoms are there in glucose? 6. And how many molecules of glucose we have taken? 1 molecule of glucose. Okay. So whatever food we are taking, it is ultimately converted into glucose. Got it? That glucose is having 6 carbon atom. Okay. That 6 carbon glucose undergoes various steps. That means in glycolysis various steps are present. Through those various steps, this glucose molecule converted into pyruvate molecule, or we can say pyruvic acid. Okay, and this pyruvic acid is having 3 carbon atom in it. Okay, so 1 molecule of glucose is producing how many molecule of pyruvic acid? 2 molecule of pyruvic acid. Got it? Means we are taking 1 molecule of glucose and it is producing how many molecules of pyruvate? 2 molecules of pyruvate, which is having 3 कार्बन कंटेनिंग. मतलब कार्बन में जो ग्लूकोज है उसमें 6 कार्बन है, बट जो आपका पायरुवेट है उसमें 3 कार्बन है. ग्लूकोज मॉलिक्यूल तो हमारे पास एक था, बट इट इज प्रोड्यूसिंग 2 मॉलिक्यूल्स ऑफ पायरुवेट. 3 एक पायरुवेट का हो गया 3 कार्बन कंटेनिंग, दूसरे कार्बन कंटेनिंग का दूसरा पायरुवेट मॉलिक्यूल. गॉट इट? ओके. नाउ दिस ग्लाइकोलिसिस प्रोसेस कैन अकर इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ ऑक्सीजन or in the absence of oxygen. That means this glycolysis process can occur aerobically as well as anaerobically. Okay, and what is the site of this glycolysis? Where it occurs? Where does it occur? This glycolysis process occurs in the cytoplasm of the cell. Okay, you have already studied about cell. So in the structure of cell, you know where cytoplasm is. Okay, so in the cytoplasm of the cell, glycolysis process occurs. Clear till here? That means what happens in glycolysis? Breakdown of glucose is occurring. How many molecules of glucose? 1 molecule of glucose. Glucose breakdown होके किस में जा रहा है? It is breaking down into 2 molecules of pyruvate, and pyruvate is having how many molecules of carbon? 3 how many carbon atom? Pyruvate is having 2 molecule of pyruvate is producing. How many carbon atom is there? 3 carbon atom is there in a single pyruvate molecule. Got it till here? Now during this glycolysis process, ATP is produced. Along with ATP, NADH is also produced. Okay, NADH is what? Nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. Okay, along with that 2 molecules of ATP is produced. Actually what happens in this process, total 4 molecules of ATP are taken part. Okay, but out of that 2 molecules is utilized and 2 molecules is produced. So in detail it is not required. You just remember that through the process of glycolysis, 1 molecule of NADH and 2 molecule of ATP is produced. Okay, clear till here? Okay, so glycolysis is the breakdown of glucose. In this, 1 molecule of glucose is breakdown into 2 molecules of pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acid is having how many carbon atom? 3 carbon atom. Okay, where does it occur? It occurs in cytoplasm. Whether it occur in presence of oxygen as well as in the absence of oxygen? Yes, glycolysis can occur aerobically as well as anaerobically. Got it? And what it produce? During the process of glycolysis, 2 molecules of ATP and 1 molecule of NADH will produce. Okay, now next stage is Krebs cycle. But before starting with the Krebs cycle, we should know that pyruvate is not entering inside the mitochondria. Okay, pyruvate is not permeable to the mitochondrial membrane. So before entering into the mitochondrial membrane, what happens? This pyruvate gets converted into acetyl CoA. Okay, this pyruvate which is formed in glycolysis, how many molecules of pyruvate formed? Yes, 2 molecules of pyruvate form. So these both 2 molecules means दोनों molecule घुसेंगे, दोनों molecule will enter into the or converted into acetyl CoA. So this pyruvate molecule gets converted into acetyl CoA. Got it? So what happens? Pyruvate gets converted into acetyl CoA. How many molecules of acetyl CoA? Yeah, obviously it is 2 molecules because 2 molecules of pyruvate is there. So this 2 molecule of pyruvate gets converted into 2 molecules of acetyl CoA. Got it? Now if you see this structure is not there, then also I have given here so that you can understand. In that, see, cytoplasm, in cytosol means cytoplasm. In cytosol what happens? Pyruvate is formed. Okay, in this cytosol pyruvate which is formed, which is having, see, 1 2 3 carbon atom. Okay, so this pyruvate gets converted into acetyl CoA. Where does it occur? Where does it form? This acetyl CoA, it is forming in the mitochondria. Got it? Now, in this reaction, you just see it is in pyruvate 3 carbon atom is there. In this 3 carbon atom, CO2, C single bond O, double bond O. This CO2 is removed in the form of carbon dioxide. Okay? And in acetyl CoA, what we are getting? Only 2 carbon atom we are getting. Okay, so what it is having 3 carbon atom. In that, every time this reaction will occur twice because we are having 2 molecules of pyruvate, right? So because this reaction occurs twice in both the when both the reaction will occur, means one pyruvate molecule gets converted into one acetyl CoA, second pyruvate molecule gets converted into second acetyl CoA. So in both the reaction, what happens? One carbon atom along with 2 molecules of oxygen gets converted into carbon dioxide. Okay, so we are getting getting only acetyl CoA which is having 2 carbon atom. Okay, and along with that, coenzyme A is produced present in this reaction, which is adding in acetyl CoA and produces acetyl CoA. Got it? So this carbon dioxide is removed and it is producing acetyl CoA. During this reaction, carbon dioxide is produced. How many molecules of carbon dioxide? 2 molecules, because this reaction occurs twice. Okay, and rather than that, it is also produced NADH2, that is the reduced form of nicotinamide. Okay, it is the reduced form of nicotinamide dinucleotide. So it is also produced in this reaction. So till now what we have studied? First stage, glycolysis. In that, what it produced? 2 molecules of ATP and 1 molecule of NADH. Clear? Okay, in glycolysis process, pyruvate is produced. How many molecules of pyruvate? 2 molecules of pyruvate, right? 2 molecules of pyruvate is produced. Where does it occur? It occurs in cytoplasm. Now, this pyruvate gets converted into acetyl CoA, okay, before entering inside the mitochondria. So this pyruvate means both the pyruvate molecule gets converted into 2 molecules of acetyl CoA, and while this reaction, there is a production of 2 molecules of carbon dioxide and 2 molecules of NADH2. Got it? That is the reduced form of nicotinamide. Got it? Why I am saying 2 molecules, it is clear? Because 2 molecules of pyruvate is there. That's why एक बार reaction हुई, उसके बाद फिर से दूसरे molecule के साथ, दूसरे pyruvate molecule के साथ reaction होगी, same reaction. That's why it will produce 2 molecules of acetyl CoA, 2 molecules of carbon dioxide and 2 molecules of reduced nicotinamide. Clear till here? This reaction is known as link reaction or intermediate reaction, because this is the reaction which is linking glycolysis and Krebs cycle. Okay, now let's start with Krebs cycle. In Krebs cycle, what happens? This Krebs cycle occurs in mitochondria. Glycolysis occurs in cytoplasm. Okay, now pyruvate is unable to enter inside the mitochondria. That's why this pyruvate gets converted into acetyl CoA. Now this acetyl CoA enters in mitochondria, right? Now in mitochondria, this reaction occurs in the presence of oxygen only. Got it? Means for this reaction we need oxygen. That's why in the presence of oxygen, only aerobic condition, this Krebs cycle occurs. Okay, this Krebs cycle is also known as citric acid cycle or tricarboxylic acid cycle. Correct? Now in this Krebs cycle, what it produces? 3 molecules of NADH, 1 molecule of FADH2 and 1 molecule of ATP. See, it's a cyclic reaction. That's why we are saying Krebs cycle. So it's a cyclic chain reaction. But in that, what happens? There are various steps. It's not like that ki acetyl CoA is directly converting into something, and then that whatever NADH and FADH is produced, it is directly entering into the electron transport chain. No. Here there are various steps. Okay, through those various steps, in those various steps, NADH, FADH2 and ATP is produced. So how many molecules of NADH will produce? 3 molecules. How many molecules of FADH2 will produce? 1 molecule. And how many molecules of ATP is produced? 1 molecule of ATP. Got it? So in glycolysis, what it produces? 1 molecule of ATP, 2 molecule of ATP and 1 molecule of NADH, right? In link reaction, what you have studied, what it produced? 2 molecule of carbon dioxide and what? 2 molecules of NADH, correct? NADH2, that is reduced form. And in Krebs cycle, what you have studied? 3 molecules of NADH2, 1 molecule of FADH2 and 1 molecule of ATP. Till here, is that clear? Now see, next and the last stage of cellular respiration is electron transport chain. Now, whatever NADH2 and FADH2, got it? Whatever NADH2 and FADH2 is produced in the previous stages, that's in glycolysis and in link reaction and in Krebs cycle, whatever NADH2 and FADH2 is produced, that is working as an electron carrier. Okay, electron carrier means they are carrying electron, and that electron is transferred to the molecular oxygen that we have inhaled. Got it? So that electron is transferred to the molecular oxygen and it produces water molecules along with the production of lots and lots of energy in the form of ATP. So what happens in electron transport chain? Whatever NADH2 and FADH2 is produced in the previous stages, okay, in the previous processes, that enters in electron transport chain. Okay, that NADH2 and FADH2 is working as an electron carrier which is carrying electron. Okay, and that electron it is transferring to molecular oxygen. Okay, and when electron is transferred to molecular oxygen, at that time this oxygen gets converted into water molecule, that is H2O, along with the production of ATP. Got it? This electron transport chain also occurs in mitochondria. Okay, and this is solely depend on oxygen, means for the reaction of electron transport chain to occur, oxygen is necessary, oxygen is compulsory. Without oxygen this reaction will not happen. Got it? Okay, so in glycolysis what happens? One molecule of glucose breaks down into two molecules of pyruvate. That pyruvate, after formation of pyruvate in glycolysis, what else it producing? Two molecules of ATP and one molecule of NADH. Okay, now this pyruvate which is formed, it gets converted into acetyl CoA along with the formation of two molecule of NADH and two molecule of carbon dioxide. Okay, now when acetyl CoA formed, it enters into Krebs cycle. In Krebs cycle what happens? Through various reaction, it is producing three molecules of NADH, one molecule of FADH2 and one molecule of ATP. Got it? Now last stage of cellular respiration, whatever NADH2 and FADH2 is produced, it carries electron because it's an electron carrier and transfers electron to molecular oxygen. Got it? And that molecular oxygen on reaction with electron produces water molecule along with the production of or the release of what? Energy in the form of ATP. Got it? Now what is NADH? Already said, yeah, it is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. What is FADH? Flavin adenine dinucleotide. NADH is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. FADH2 is flavin adenine dinucleotide. One molecule of NADH2 is equal to how many molecules of ATP? Yeah, 3 molecules of ATP. And one molecule of FADH2 is equal to 2 molecules of ATP. Got it? So we can come to know that in all these three stages of cellular respiration, that is glycolysis, Krebs cycle and electron transport chain, a molecule of glucose, that means one molecule of glucose, is completely gets oxidized in the presence of oxygen and produces what? Carbon dioxide, water and energy in the form of ATP. That means one molecule of glucose gets converted into carbon dioxide, water molecule and ATP. Got it? So just look at this flow chart. You will be able to clear yourself. See, glucose, it's having 6 carbon atom, right? Through various steps, it is producing pyruvate. How many molecules of pyruvate? 2 molecules of pyruvate. Got it? Now, this reaction, this conversion of glucose to pyruvate is known as glycolysis. Okay, this conversion of glucose to pyruvate is called glycolysis. In this reaction, what happens? 2 molecules of NADH is produced and 2 molecules of ATP will produce. Okay, this reaction occurs in cytoplasm. It can occur aerobically and anaerobically. Okay, now this pyruvate which is formed, it it gets converted into acetyl CoA. Okay, this is called link reaction. In this, again 2 molecules of NADH will produce along with the production of carbon dioxide. Got it? Now, whatever acetyl CoA is there, 2 molecules of acetyl CoA will produce, that enters into Krebs cycle in the mitochondria and produces 3 molecules of NADH2, 1 molecule of FADH2 and 1 molecule of ATP. But always remember, because 2 molecules of pyruvate थे, तो अब जितने इसके बाद बनते जाएंगे वो सारे दो दो बनते जाएंगे. मतलब अगर मैंने यहाँ पे, if I have written here 3 molecules of NADH2, that means 3 into 2, it is 6 molecules of NADH2. That we will calculate in the next slide only. Got it? So from pyruvate everything will be double. सब कुछ डबल डबल निकलेगा. Got it? Because 2 molecules of pyruvate will be there. So everything will be double. For example, here if I have written 2 molecules of NADH, so it will be 4 molecules of NADH. Means you have to multiply it by 2. Got it? Now acetyl CoA which is produced, it enters into Krebs cycle and producing 1 molecule of ATP, 1 molecule of FADH2 and 3 molecules of NADH2. Got it? Now through this Krebs cycle, whatever NADH2 and FADH2 is there, that enters into electron transport chain. Okay, utilizes molecular oxygen, and what it produce? Water molecule. Got it? And this whole reaction occurs in mitochondria. Means conversion to acetyl CoA, Krebs cycle and electron transport chain, everything occurs in mitochondria. Got it? You just look at this flowchart properly, you will be able to understand properly. I think it will be clear by this flowchart. Let's see how many molecules of ATP produce in aerobic respiration. Means on oxidation of 1 molecule of glucose, how many molecules of ATP produces. Okay, now see, already we have seen that in glycolysis how many molecules of ATP produce? 2 molecules of ATP, and along with that 2 molecules of NADH2 is produced. Okay, so we all know that 1 molecule of NADH2 is equal to 3 molecules of ATP, right? So ATP को तो वैसे ही लिखना है. Means ATP 1 ATP means 1 ATP, 2 ATP means 2 ATP, right? So what we have said that 2 molecule of ATP is produced. That means 2 ATP we will write. But here what we are saying, 2 molecules of NADH2 will produce. So 2 molecule of NADH2 means 1 molecule of NADH2 is equal to 3 molecules of ATP. So 2 into 3 is 6. So here 2 molecules of ATP plus 6 molecules of ATP we are getting from NADH2. 2 molecules of NADH2, right? Clear? 1 molecule, how many molecules of ATP we will get? 2 molecules of ATP and 2 molecules of NADH2. So 2 molecules of ATP plus 6 molecules of ATP. How we are getting this 6 molecule? By NADH2, because 1 molecule of NADH2 is equal to 3 molecules of ATP. So 3 into 2 how much? 3 2s are 6. So 6 ATP. So total in glycolysis 8 molecules of ATP produced. Clear? Okay, see. Here in glycolysis 8 molecules of ATP produced. Clear? Now in link reaction what happens? What we know, that in link reaction it produces 2 molecules of NADH. Correct? In link reaction what happens? It produces 2 molecules of NADH2, and we know 1 molecule of NADH2 is equal to 3 molecules. So 3 2s are again 6. Correct? So in link reaction what we will say? 6 molecules of ATP will produce. So in glycolysis how much produced? 6 plus 2, 8 molecules of ATP, and in link reaction 6 molecules of ATP produced. Okay, and in Krebs cycle, see, in Krebs cycle what happens? In Krebs cycle 1 molecule of ATP, 3 molecule of NADH2 and 1 molecule of FADH2 will produce. So 1 molecule of ATP will be 1 molecule, 3 molecule of NADH2 means 3 3s are, right? Now 1 molecule of NADH is equal to 3 molecules of ATP. So 3 3s are 9 molecules of ATP, correct? And 1 molecule of FADH2 is equal to 2 molecules of ATP. So we will write 2 ATP. Okay, so 1 ATP, 9 ATP, 2 ATP. How much? 12 ATP. But already I have told you that from pyruvate the reactions occurs twice. So Krebs cycle will occurs twice. Twice the cycle will goes. Okay, so 12 into 2, how much? 24. So in Krebs cycle, we will come to know that 24 molecules of ATP produced. Got it? So thus we know that 1 molecule of glucose produces 8 molecules of ATP, 8 molecules of ATP from glycolysis, 6 molecules of ATP through link reaction, and 24 molecules of ATP through Krebs cycle. Okay, so how much it is? how much it is? 8 plus 6 plus 24. It is 38 molecules of ATP. That means by complete oxidation of glucose, or we can say by aerobic oxidation of glucose, there is a net production of 38 molecules of ATP. That means one molecule of glucose oxidizes aerobically and produces 38 molecules of ATP. Got it? Clear till here? Now let's discuss how ATP is known as energy currency of the cell, or why ATP is known as energy currency of the cell. Let's start with ATP as a energy currency of the cell. Okay, this ATP is considered to be as the energy currency of the cell. Now, before starting with this, just look at its structure. If we see its structure, we will come to know that it is having 3 phosphate group, 1 adenine group and 1 ribose sugar. Okay, see, this is the structure of 3 phosphate group. 3 phosphate group is there. Okay, now this is in this starting, you just see this is the adenine group, okay, which is having 6 membered ring along with the 5 membered ring, and this 5 membered ring is attached to the ribose sugar that is having 5 ring. Okay, so if we see its structure, it is having 3 phosphate group, 1 adenine ring and 1 ribose sugar. Okay, so this is the structure of ATP molecule. 1 phosphate, 3 phosphate group, 1 adenine molecule, 1 adenine molecule is adenine dinucleotide and 1 ribose sugar. Okay, so now it's an organic compound which is composed of phosphate group. Okay, how many molecules of phosphate group? 3 molecules of phosphate group, adenine nucleotide and ribose sugar. Okay, now this ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate, is known as energy currency of the cell. Why it is known as energy currency of the cell? Because 3 phosphate group which you have seen in this structure, this 3 phosphate group undergoes breakdown, and on breakdown it liberates huge amount of energy. Got it? What happens? This ATP which is having 3 phosphate group, okay, these 3 phosphate groups are known as high energy bonds. Got it? Now when they are undergoing breakdown, at that time there is a liberation of huge amount of energy, and that is the reason ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate, is known as an energy currency of the cell. Okay, now this energy is produced in mitochondria. Whatever energy is produced by ATP, it is synthesized by mitochondria. Therefore, mitochondria is known as powerhouse of the cell. You all know that mitochondria is known as powerhouse of the cell. But why it is known as powerhouse of the cell? Because ATP is produced in mitochondria. Got it? And why ATP is known as high energy or energy currency of the cell? Because it is having 3 phosphate group which are having high energy bond. Okay, and on broken down, what happens? This phosphate produces, on broken down of these phosphate groups, it produces huge amount of energy. It liberates huge amount of energy. Got it? That's why it is known as energy currency of the cell. And this energy which is produced by ATP, it is used by all the life processes occurring inside our body. Without this energy, life cannot exist. Okay, so what we have studied, ATP is an organic compound which is made up of 3 phosphate group, 1 adenine dinucleotide and 1 sugar, that is ribose sugar. Phosphate group 3, है ना, 3 molecules of phosphate group, adenine molecule and ribose sugar. Okay, it is known as energy currency of the cell because 3 phosphate group which is present in ATP, it is having high energy bond. Okay, and on broken down, this high energy bond, that is phosphate groups, liberates huge amount of energy. This huge amount of energy is produces in mitochondria or synthesized by mitochondria. That's why mitochondria is known as powerhouse of the cell. Now, whatever energy is produced by ATP, it is only used up by all the life processes, and without it, life cannot exist. Got it? I think its structure is also clear to you. Now, just have a quick view on this hydrolysis of ATP. See, adenine nucleotide is present, ribose sugar is present, and 3 phosphate group is present. Okay, on hydrolysis, that means in the presence of water, it undergoes breakdown. These phosphate groups undergoes breakdown and it produces 1 phosphate group is removed in the form of inorganic phosphorus, and then at last it produces ADP. Okay, ADP is adenosine diphosphate. ATP is adenosine triphosphate. But the 3 phosphate groups are there. In ADP means adenosine diphosphate. 2 phosphate group is there. groups are there. Okay, and then again it is undergoing breakdown, it produces AMP, that is adenosine monophosphate. So in detail this much is not required, you just remember that it undergoes hydrolysis and this higher energy phosphate bond breaks down, it produces ADP by the removal of inorganic phosphorus. Clear? So in that way it produces lots and lots of energy in the form of ATP. Got it? Clear till here? Okay. So what we have studied, just revise it yourself. In glycolysis what we have done? In glycolysis what we have done? One molecule of glucose gets converted into what? Yeah, 2 molecules of pyruvate. Okay, along with the production of ATP and NADH. 2 molecule of NADH, 2 molecule of ATP. Correct? Then whatever pyruvate is produced, it produces acetyl CoA. Along with acetyl CoA, it produces 2 molecules of carbon dioxide and 2 molecules of NADH2. Right? Now acetyl CoA which is produced, it enters into Krebs cycle. Here in Krebs cycle, it produces 3 molecules of NADH, 1 molecule of FADH2 and 1 molecule of ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate. Okay. Now whatever NADH2 and FADH2 is produced in the previous processes, it undergoes what? It is having electron carrier property. Okay, it is carrying electrons and that electron is transferred to molecular oxygen. Okay, and this molecular oxygen then produces water molecule. Okay, so we all know 1 molecule of NADH is equal to 3 molecules of ATP, 1 molecule of FADH is equal to 2 molecules of ATP. Right? So in that way, in complete oxidation of glucose in the presence of oxygen, what happens? 3 molecules of carbon dioxide, 3 molecules of water molecules and ATP is produced in the form of energy. Got it? This is the flow chart that I have explained you, and I think you are clear with that. Okay, then what we have studied, that ATP in glycolysis 8 molecules of ATP is produced. Hana? In link reaction 6 molecules of ATP is produced, and in Krebs cycle 24 molecules, actually 12 molecules of ATP is produced in a single cycle. So it occurs twice, that's why it is 24 molecules of ATP. So total on complete aerobic oxidation of glucose, what happens? 38 molecules of 38 molecules of ATP will produce. Okay, now what is ATP? Why ATP is known as energy currency of the cell? Because phosphate bond which is present there, it undergoes breakdown. These are the high energy bonds, and on breakdown it liberates lots of energy, huge amount of energy. Okay, that's why it is known as energy currency of the cell, and this energy is produced in or synthesized by mitochondria. That's why mitochondria is known as powerhouse of the cell. Got it? ATP is made up of what? 3 phosphate molecule, that is 3 phosphate groups, 1 adenine and 1 ribose sugar. Clear till here? Okay,